What's up, you guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. If you're new to my channel, what's up? My name is Ivy, and if you're not, welcome back. I love you. Welcome to the family. If you're new, I hope you stick around and subscribe and join my little family on here. We have a lot of fun. I vlog a lot of my everyday adventures, and I figured today we could do a military wife Q&A. We haven't done this in a little while, and you guys always seem to really love them. I have quite a bit here, so let's see what you guys asked and what I can help you with. Also, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I actually did a question box, so you guys got to personally ask me whatever you wanted. If you don't follow me on there, I always have a lot of the behind the scenes stuff of just my daily life on there, so if you want to go over there and follow it, you can. But welcome. So let's kind of jump into this Q&A. Okay, first question was, have you ever gone through a deployment? No. Trevor and I have actually almost gone through 2 deployments. He was very, very close to leaving, but then ended up not. One of them was when we lived in Hawaii, and then another one was here. Also, if you guys did not know, because I know I do have a lot of new subscribers. Also, I want to say thank you guys for 500 subscribers. I am so grateful, and I would not be able to be here and do all the cool things that I do without you, so I love you. I could give you a virtual hug through the camera, but I wanted to say that. No, we have not gone through a deployment, but my heart goes out to everybody who is currently going through separation, whether it be through training or deployment. My heart goes out to you, and if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach me in the DMs. If Trevor was to deploy, would you go back and live with your parents since you're so close to them? If you guys don't know, I am pretty physically close to my parents. My parents live here in Texas, so do Trevor's. So both of Trevor and I's parents live in Dallas. If you guys don't know, we're originally from there. So no, I would not move back home with my family if Trevor ever left. I actually went through about a month and a half where he was obviously training, and deployments are very different, but where he was training, and I went to go see my family for a little while, but I genuinely like living like by myself. Love my family to death, love his family to death, but I think it's important, especially now that I'm older, it's very important for me to have that separation. I want to be able to have my own space and also be okay with being alone. I know for a lot of people, being alone can be very intimidating and very scary. Luckily, I feel at the beginning of Trevor being in, I remember I would get really, really nervous. If you guys don't know, I have anxiety and I struggle with that a lot. But when I was in Hawaii, I felt like I struggled more. Here, I feel like I'm a lot calmer. Actually, when at the tail end of Hawaii, I felt like my anxiety and just me being alone didn't affect me as much. Not to say that I don't need my parents, I don't need his parents or whatever, but just it feels good to be able to be by myself, especially when he's gone. I still have a good foundation when he's gone. I need to have a routine, and you guys know I vlog all the time, so my routine is you guys. My routine is being able to get up, have my own time by myself. So love everybody, but no, I would not move back with my family for emotional support if Trevor was to leave. Him and I had that conversation a while back. It's more so just I always get anxious when he leaves. It doesn't matter what amount of time it is. The first couple days are kind of a little off for me, but once I get over that hump, I'm good. What's something you wish you knew at the beginning of his journey with the military? I think this is a really, really good question. Something that I wish I knew, maybe just be prepared for change. I am I'm not a control freak, but I like being in control of situations, and obviously with the military, you don't have control of anything. So maybe just you're gonna learn how to be okay with not being in control of every single thing, because I'm one of those people that I like to think of every single scenario that could happen so that I'm prepared. With the military, obviously, that's very different. So just telling myself that like everything's gonna be okay, and also like I'm gonna grow so much. Like I grew so much out of this time while he has been in. Do you think it's better to get married before they leave for boot camp? We are engaged currently, but would love your advice. Okay, so personally, I would, if you guys are already engaged and you guys already know that you're gonna get married, just for paperwork purposes, I would say yes, it is easier to get married before boot camp, because if you do it after, I did it after, the paperwork and just like the process is harder. It's easier also, like, so if something were to, like, if there was an emergency or anything like that, they could contact you instead of like, oh, his parents contacting his parents or whatever. It's easier to have a point of contact. And obviously if you're whoever's like your significant other's wife, either he or she, then I would say yes, it would be easier. Also, then I don't know, I struggled just because the process of putting me on his orders was a really like complicated thing. Was not my favorite thing in the world, but I would say yes, being married before does make like the paperwork and all of that stuff easier. I'm a new military wife and I'm having a really hard time making friends at our new station. Do you have any tips on how to make friends easier? So most of the friends that I made were through like Facebook groups and things like that, but also a lot of the friends that I made came from my YouTube. Either they found me on YouTube and then we just kind of went from there. Also, shockingly enough, you guys know I've been hanging out with my neighbors a lot. My neighbors, I made friends not pretty quickly, but me and my neighbors kind of clicked really easily. So even like try communicating with your neighbors. A little bit of kindness goes a really, really long way. But most of my friends came from my YouTube or literally just like the military wife pages. Also, if you're a new wife, don't, like, I had no idea because nobody told me. I had no idea that there was Facebook pages for like your duty station. So the military wife page or the military spouse page for your duty station, I would say that's a great place to, one, just find resources. So you find out a lot about like what's going on in your community and just around you. So especially if you're new, that helps a lot. I joined the Fort Hood spouse page and they always give like some pretty good tips on like places to go or if there's an event or anything like that. So I would definitely say join the wives page, because when I first became a wife to someone who was in the military, I had no idea that was a thing. I didn't even know until 3 months after I was in Hawaii that like, oh, there's all these people here. I would also say like for finding friends, maybe even if you like go to workout classes or you have something that you love to do, like maybe it's an art class or something like that, finding friends through that or through work. I feel like those are the ways that I found friends the easiest. How do you make time for dates / time away when his hours are so crazy? So Trevor's hours were probably more crazy when we lived in Hawaii. I feel like here it's been a lot more relaxed. I know a lot of people always ask like, how is he always home? Literally just because his hours here are a lot more relaxed. So yeah, I would say most of the time we have like a conversation about it. Like if we know that his hours or his schedule is going to get really, really crazy, then we just say, okay, we need to allot a certain amount of time, or we need to think about like, okay, we need to go on a date night soon. Trevor and I, especially with the pandemic, I don't know if everybody else was like this, we got really comfortable with just staying at home and not going out and doing something fun together. So I would say take time to ourselves. We have a conversation about it, and then even if it's like he comes home from a really, really long day of work and I make a really like intricate dinner, or I make him his favorite dessert, or just something different, something to kind of spice up our routine. That's what I would say if you want to have like a date night at home more so, like after he gets out of work. or if he has a day off, literally just like go and do something together. Even if it's going out to dinner and a movie, or you want to go to an arcade, do something fun. Do something that you both will enjoy. Have you experienced any awkwardness when they come back from training? I'm dealing with that right now and it's hard to know what to do. So I feel like when they come back from training, at least for Trevor, if he's gone for a short period of time, it's pretty easy for us to hop back into our routine. But obviously when he's gone for longer periods of time, I think it just takes a little while to get used to them being back in the house or just being back in general. So I would say maybe have a little date night or just an intentional time. I know that I talk about this a lot and I talk about it on my Instagram a lot too, but I really love these cards. It's called the Intimacy Card Deck. I will actually link it down below in the description if any of you guys want to check it out. I definitely recommend it because it gets us talking about different subjects. So it's literally a card deck and it has different like subjects. I think it has like 5 of them, and you just pick a card out and it's kind of like a conversation starter, especially if you and your husband, it's just kind of like those same old. You guys get to talking about more interesting things that you normally wouldn't have a conversation about. I would say that, or maybe just, I don't know, most of the time whenever I feel like an awkward shift, I just have a conversation with him about it. Trevor and I are pretty good communicators, like when one of us is feeling a little funky. So that's what I would say. Or I would say, yeah, like I said, plan a date, plan some intentional like one-on-one time, kind of get you guys going and like let the emotional juices flow, and also give them some time because they're trying to get used to being back home and the environment. They're probably not used to obviously coming home, having their spouse there. I would just say don't bombard them, kind of like give them time to adjust, because I know it can feel that way, but most of the time it has nothing to do with you. It's literally just them trying to get used to being back home. Do you feel awkward when you have to have a serious conversation over the phone when he's gone? Trevor and I, for the most part, when he's been gone, have not had to have super serious conversations. There's been a couple, but no, I don't feel awkward. I feel for the most part, if anyone probably feels a little awkward, it's more so him on his side because he's surrounded by a whole bunch of other service members. So for me, I don't feel awkward because I'm most of the time like in the comfort of my own home where we can have a conversation about whatever we're having a conversation about. But I have asked him this question before, right before I filmed this video, and he said that he doesn't feel awkward, but I can definitely see why people would. I think that, no, I've never felt awkward having like more serious conversations. Also, like I said, Trevor and I really prioritize our communication, and I feel like every single time he leaves to like go training or do whatever, I feel like we always come back a lot stronger, a lot better at communicating, and honestly just like a better couple in general. So sometimes separation does help in the sense that like it can definitely make you as a couple stronger. How do you survive being long distance? My boyfriend is away and it's extra hard on me. I would say have intentional time. So even if it's he's eating dinner, eat dinner together over FaceTime. I would say, like I said, the intimacy card deck, I feel like that helps a lot because it brings up, again, different conversations that you wouldn't have. How did I survive it? We'd actually buy each other meals. Weirdly enough, when he was in AIT and just when he's away in general, I would like call and order him a pizza, and he'd like call and order me like whatever I wanted to eat, and he'd pay for it and I'd pay for his meal, and then we'd eat together like over FaceTime. I know that sounds weird, but we would just have dinner together and then we'd just talk about our days, our weeks, like how it's been going, or we'd even watch a movie. I know they have, I don't know if Netflix has it, but some streaming service has where you and someone else can watch a movie together at the same time, which I thought was really cool, especially for long distance friendships, relationships, all of the things. So I would say doing little things like that would help, but honestly, just keeping myself busy is what helped me survive long distance. Like having something to keep my mind busy, especially like when he goes and trains. I obviously have a lot to do with the YouTube channel. So yeah, that's what helped me a lot, is just keeping my mind busy and just hanging out with friends. I feel like friends are a really good distraction and a good like source of happiness, because then you don't feel like you're alone when your friends are around. Okay, the last question is help. I get super anxious and my husband is going to the field for 2 weeks. Any advice on feeling safe while he's not home would help. I am a struggler of this as well, because I've told you guys, I am a pretty anxious person, and I have struggled a lot. I don't talk about it very often, but I have struggled a lot when Trevor has left. Only the first couple days most of the time. The last time Trevor left to go training, the first day that I was at home alone, I can laugh about it now because it's not like on my heart, you know what I mean? And it's not like affecting me right now. But the first day that I was by myself, Trevor, I had asked him the night before, like, hey, can you take out the trash? And he's like, yeah, because I don't take out the trash. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I have certain things in the house that like I for sure do all the time, and then there's certain things that like I hate doing, so Trevor does. And taking out the trash is one of them. I have no idea why I hate taking out the trash, don't even ask me, but he forgot to take it out before he left, and then I came home, whatever, I was doing like okay. I kind of started getting an anxious feeling, but I was fine. And then I saw that I had to take the trash out, and I don't know why, I just broke down and started crying. I don't know, I think it was just like, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be alone for a little while. But I would say do things that make you comfortable. I have to do this all the time, so even when Trevor's not training, sometimes I'll leave the TV on just so I have noise, because I don't know about you, but if I hear noise like in my house, y'all think I'm playing, but I really feel like someone's in my house. Like I'll like freak myself out. So to avoid me thinking I'm going to get murdered, I literally will leave the TV on just for background noise so I don't freak myself out. Just little things like that, or listen to podcasts, listen to music. And what else has helped me? Mainly that. The first couple nights I will keep like a light on in the room, whether that be like my Himalayan salt lamp or the light in the bathroom to my room, and just leave the door cracked a little bit. Also, I mean, this goes to say, but Trevor does have a lot of guns, so that makes me feel pretty safe. Trevor's a very like safe person with his guns. We have them in a secure place. So if ever something happened, I know that I know how to use a gun, and I know how like to defend myself. And what else has helped me? Honestly, just take it a day at a time. Don't think that you have to have yourself together right away. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. I promise you. I know it's really, really hard, but taking it a day at a time definitely helps. I just like, it's kind of like, I heard this saying that said, how do you eat an elephant? And it always says like a bite at a time. So only take a bite at a time, take it a day at a time. It's not going to be super easy the first day. I know for me, whenever he leaves, the first like 3 days are kind of like, ugh. But after that, I'm pretty okay. But it's just because I know how to deal with my anxiety and how to make myself feel better when I'm anxious. So I would definitely do that. Definitely try to figure out what makes you feel better, like makes you feel good when you're anxious, and do that. So after I actually had that little crying fit about the trash, I immediately, because I was gonna have an anxiety attack, I locked all the doors and went on a walk, because it is well known that your brain can't focus on two things. So if you go on a walk or do some sort of exercise, then it'll get you out of that. So that also helped. I know that might sound a little crazy, but that definitely helped me a lot. All of that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna stop this video here. I love you very much. If you are new, I hope you stick around and join my little family on here. I have lots of vlogs. I also have lots of Hawaii vlogs as well, so if you want to check those out, I love you guys, and I will see you super soon in the next video.